Hi everybody, it's Julie. It's a little after 12 and I thought I'd jump on here and do a chair yoga class for you and with you. And so I have a couple different things going on at the same time here, and if you can't make this right now, you can always come back to this group, and this will be cataloged under the Photos tab in this group, so you can come back and see it at any time that works better with your schedule. But we're going to do about an hour class here with chair, so some seated and standing and reclining poses. So all you'll need is a chair and a belt or a strap from your house, or even just like a hand towel, and a blanket if you want, or a pillow from your bed or your couch, just something that we can slide underneath the knees here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And in the spirit of Easter, we have two bunnies here that we rescued from the Ohio House Rabbit Rescue, which is located in down in Worthington on North High Street. And so I have my bunny shirt on today, and the bunnies are going to be hopping around here maybe. So I thought you guys might like to see that. So maybe we'll start a new trend, bunny chair yoga. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So come to a comfortable seat in your chair. And we're just going to do a little breath work here to get started. So those of you who practice with me normally know that I love to use essential oils. So if you have any oils handy and you'd like to use some, I'm just going to roll a little bit on my wrist here to get started. I've been using Hope, and I've been clinging to Hope here, so I'm going to continue to use the Hope blend. So just take a nice comfortable seat with your back away from the seat of your chair, so there's some space between your back and the seat of the chair. Ground your feet down, so you have about a 90-degree bend in your knees. And do a little kind of moving around here, maybe pick the heels up, press them down, lift your toes up. See how far and how wide you can spread your toes here. And then place them down and ground all four corners of your feet into the ground, the mat. So feel some engagement through your legs as you press your feet down. Engage your hips into the seat, lift tall through your spine, and reach the energy up and out the crown of your head. Big breath in, reach the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, roll them back and down and let them settle down your back, creating lots of space between your shoulders and your ears. And then I invite you here just to relax your hands down comfortably on top of your thighs. Or if you'd like to find a deeper connection with your breath here, perhaps bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And then allowing the gaze to soften or close. So a soft gaze is just relaxed eyelids, with the gaze just down the length of your nose, maybe a few feet in front of you down on the floor. We're allowing the eyes to close here. So as you breathe, notice the belly inflates. So as you inhale, space is created in the belly. And if you have your hand on your belly, you'll notice your hands start to rise. As you exhale, the breath pulls the belly in towards the spine and your hand sinks down slightly. So just work with that breath awareness. Breathing any way that's comfortable for you. So that may be in through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'll just offer lots of different suggestions. And you take what serves you, leave behind what doesn't. So if something doesn't feel right, you're just not feeling it today, that's okay. you find the shape or the breath or the movement that feels best for you in your body today. So see now with the breath if you can increase your inhale and exhale. So not only breathing into the belly, but breathing into the side ribs, and even floating the breath up into the chest and the collarbone at the top of your inhale. So you feel your top hand expand as well as your bottom hand. As you exhale, see how much breath you can release and press out, almost like you're wringing out a towel. One more cycle of inhale and exhale, just like this. And then slowly begin to release this practice. Let the hands come back down to the thighs and just starting to invite some gentle movement into the body. Allow your right ear to fall towards your right shoulder. So lots of space through the left side of the neck here. Option to release the left hand down, actively reaching the fingers towards the ground to increase neck. And you can even bend the elbow here of that left arm and reach the hand around your low back. That will deepen the sensation even a little bit more. So if that feels like too much, just back off. Maybe release the hand back down or even bring it back to the thigh. Then we'll bring the hand back, or everything back through center, and let the left ear fall towards the left shoulder. So same options here for the right hand, releasing it and reaching actively through the fingers to the ground, maybe even bending the elbow and bringing that hand around the low back. And notice your breath here. You can really increase the sensation if that's what you're looking for by increasing your inhale and bringing more space into the body, more space into the neck and the shoulder. Go ahead, release everything back through center. And let your chin fall towards your chest here. Option to interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the head. The elbows are just kind of relaxing out to the sides, and allow the weight of your interlaced fingers to gently encourage your head and your chin a little closer to your chest. If this feels like too much, just release your hands back down to your thighs. Go ahead and come back through center. When you're ready, take your time. If something feels really good, you can always hang out there a little bit longer. You don't need my permission to do anything, as long as you're not hurting yourself or I don't want you to cause any injury. Just take your time and do what feels good. But when you're ready to come back to that neutral seat. And then just allow your gaze to start to lift up towards the ceiling, maybe to where the ceiling meets the wall. As long as that feels okay in your neck, breathe here. And then an invitation to take your hands, spread your fingers nice and wide, palms towards your chest, and place your palms on your collarbone. As you take your next inhale, make it a nice deep inhale and float that breath all the way up into your collarbone. As you exhale, slight press and pull with the fingers down the collarbone. So you're opening through the throat and the collarbone here. And just keep working with your inhale and your exhale. A little pull downward with the fingers each time you exhale. Go one more cycle of breath like this. Slowly release, come back through center. And then find your strap or your belt or your towel. And then bring your, put part of it in each one of your hands. Lengthen your arms out in front of you, and you're actively pulling your hands apart. So your arms and your hands are about as wide as your shoulders, or maybe a little wider. Okay, so you're really actively pulling that strap or that belt. Big breath in, press into your feet and reach your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, a little side bend to your right. So ground your sit bones into the seat. Reach up and over to the right. Keep pressing into your feet. Ground the left hip especially into the chair. So a nice long side stretch here. Inhale back through center. Exhale over to the left. So your gaze can be wherever feels comfortable for you. So maybe looking down, maybe looking up, or you can just look straight ahead, but you're still actively pulling the straps, your hands apart from each other. Come back up through center, reach up tall, and now as you exhale, take a twist to your right. So just turning to look right, over your, like in the direction of around over your shoulder. Keep pulling the strap apart. Inhale through center. Exhale, turn and twist left. Keep reaching and pulling. Come back through center. And now as you exhale, round your chin towards your chest. Reach your arms forward. And keep your spine so it's rounding towards the back of the chair, but keep reaching forward here. So you're spreading your shoulder blades apart. Inhale, press into your feet, reach up, and now any amount, look up and back for a little back bend here. So just to your comfort level, if back bends aren't in your practice, just reach up nice and tall here. Come back through center, slowly release the strap, and bring it down to your lap. And then from here, we'll take the strap in your right hand and let them, so take most of it in your hand and let the majority of it kind of trail down. And then we're going to just swing it over our right shoulder so that it's trailing down the center of our back. And you need some space between your back and the chair here. So what we're going to be doing is reaching this right elbow forward and up as much as we can, letting that strap trail down the center of our back and between our shoulder blades. Left arm reaches out with the thumb facing down. Bend the elbow, sweep that hand around the low back and find the tail of that strap and then hold on to it. And use your breath here to slowly walk your fingers up and down the strap towards each other. Maybe coming a little closer, maybe each other, probably not, and that's okay. My fingers can find each other on this side, but they most definitely cannot find each other on the other side. So it's okay, we're not balanced from side to side. So just keep that nice tall posture here as you press into your feet, grounding, engaging through the legs and lifting through your spine, nice and tall. So each inhale, lift, and each exhale, see if you can invite a little more movement of those fingers towards each other. And eventually you'll find a spot where you know that's your edge, and that's your point where you're just going to pause and continue to breathe. So keep breathing here. One more breath like this. And then slowly release. This is a shape that you don't want to rush out of, so be very mindful with your movement here. And just bring the strap back around in front of you, let it kind of fall over your lap. Take a few breaths here just to find some movement. So some shoulder circles might feel nice. Okay, whatever feels right for your body, it's asking for. And then when you're ready, we'll do the other side. So, taking your strap hand this time, letting it trail down, and then just kind of flinging it over your left shoulder. Letting there be space between your back and the seat of the chair. And then when you're ready, right arm reaches out to the side with the thumb facing down. Bend the elbow, reach that arm around your low back. Keep reaching up and back with the left elbow. The right hand creeps up, the left hand creeps down. So that strap is just, or that belt is just a nice guide for us, a nice aid when we might not have the availability to hook our fingers. So if we do this enough and practice it a little bit maybe every day, since all we have is time now, right, at home, we can do this while we're watching TV, and eventually in our own time we'll have both hands reaching each other on both sides. Wouldn't that be a great thing? A few more breaths. Keep pressing into the feet and lifting tall. This is another shape where you can really feel the impact of your breath here. So as you inhale, notice maybe not even moving the fingers or the hands at all anymore, but just taking that nice deep breath. Fills up the space in the shoulders. And you can really feel that stretch a little deeper just by increasing the amount of breath that you bring into the body. And then slowly release. And then same thing, just let the belt stay across your lap. Maybe take some shoulder circles, some neck circles. Just kind of work out that energy. We're going to do a little bit more with our arms and our shoulders, and then we'll move to some legs and hips. So when you're ready, I'm going to take the left hand and let me back up. Let's take the right hand and bring it to the seat of your chair, right beside your right hip. Your left arm will reach up. So reaching up first, then a little bit over if that feels okay. So we're just lengthening here and maybe slightly side bending. As you exhale, let the left hand come down to the seat, reach the right arm up. So try to grow your arm taller, reach from the armpit up through the fingertips. As you exhale, bring that hand down. So take a few cycles of breath here to move at your own pace. So it will be different from my cueing and my pace. We all have a different rate of breath. Just keep thinking length on the inhale. How tall can you make your spine? How high can you reach with your fingertips? So think of lengthening all the way from the hips up and from the armpits up. We'll go one more time on each side. And then the next time that your left arm is reaching up, pause and hold here. And then we're just going to start to let that arm reach back behind us. So we're going to start to make some arm circles. So if it's okay on your neck, take your gaze to follow your hand. So we're reaching as far back as we can, letting that arm sweep down, around, forward, and up. So the up is your inhale, and then exhale as you go back down. Inhale to sweep forward and up, exhale as you reach back and down. So trying to make as large of a circle as you can with your arm. Maybe following that hand as it travels around with your gaze, again, just as long as that feels okay on your neck. If it doesn't, keep your gaze forward or wherever it's most comfortable for you as you circle your arm. Let's go one more time, all the way around. And then just bring your left arm down to the seat of the chair. Hold on to that. Sweep up with the right arm. And when you're ready, start to take your right arm back, gaze to follow. Back down, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, back and down. Just imagine like a crayon or a marker on the end of your fingertips. And you have this giant piece of paper and you're trying to draw as big of a circle as you can with your arm. Few more times around, just moving at the pace of your breath. Go one more time all the way around. And then slowly just bring that right hand back to the seat of the chair or the tops of your thighs. We're going to grab our strap one more time and scoot nice and far out onto the edge of your chair, as long as you feel stable. I don't want you to feel so unstable because you're really on the edge here. But keep your left knee bent. Extend your right leg so that you have a little soft bend still in your right. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit here. In your right leg, take your strap or your belt and bring it around the ball of your right foot. And so just like we've been doing since the beginning here, really ground into your left foot, the foot that's pressing into the ground, so that you're nice and tall and lifted. So thinking about a nice flat, long spine, we're going to start to hinge at the waist. So we're keeping a tall lift to the rest of our body. Think of reaching your heart and your chest forward towards your toes. So we're not trying to round down, we're trying to reach the chest forward. And you'll feel a stretch and a sensation through the back of your leg and into the hip here, the further you hinge forward. So you go to your comfort level. Keep grounding into the left foot. The inhale can bring you up slightly, and then the exhale softens you a little more into that pose. So just make sure that you keep a nice soft bend in that right leg so that you don't hyperextend your leg. And you can keep working your hands down the strap with a light hold on the strap, just as you soften a little bit more into this pose. So really working into the hamstrings here, the calf muscle, and the hip. And slowly start to make your way up, pressing into the left foot to help bring you back up. And then just use that strap to help you bend your right knee and bring the right foot to the mat or the ground. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So grounding the right foot down, keeping a bend in that knee, and lengthening through the left leg this time. With the strap around the ball of the foot, sit up nice and tall. And keep flexing through your ankle. I didn't mention that on the last side, but keep a nice flex in your ankle so your toes are reaching towards your face. Big breath in, reach up nice and tall, press into the right foot, and as you exhale, hinge at the waist. Gently guide yourself forward and use your breath here. So the inhale lifts you and lengthens you, and the exhale softens you a little deeper into this pose. But knowing here when to say that you've reached your edge and you've come forward enough. Notice if you kind of start to have like a death grip on the strap, see if you can soften your hands. And then press, press, press into that right foot to help lift you up. Slowly bend the left knee and bring that foot to the mat. You can release your strap and place it off to the side, and we're going to come to a stand for a few poses using the chair. So just come on up to a stand when you're ready, and we'll turn to face our chair. So that we're standing facing the seat of the chair, and our feet are about hip width apart, so you can do like we did at the beginning when we were seated, just kind of maybe rocking forward and back, getting your grounding here, lifting up your toes, spreading them apart. And then when you're ready, take a nice bend in both of your knees and bring your hands down to the seat of the chair, about shoulder width apart. So keeping that soft bend in your knees, bring your left hand directly underneath your nose so it's at the center of your chair seat. Bend even deeper into your left knee, and as you inhale, release the right arm up or out and up for a twist here. So really working on reaching through the fingertips as high as you can while also inviting that top shoulder back. And then allow that hand to come back down to the seat of the chair and replace your left hand. Bend now into your right knee. Left arm sweeps out and up. So we're twisting here. And then come on back down and continue to switch sides, bending into the same knee that the hand is on the chair and moving at the pace of your own breath. And if this feels really good and it's in your practice, as you reach up tall here in the twist, you can always find that little bind by bending the elbow and reaching the arm around the low back. And that really can help to open the heart and the chest here. And if that feels like too much, then don't do it. Just find what works best for you. We'll go a few more times on each side. So take your time. Nice mindful movement here. We're in no rush. This is a great flow for fighting that forward flexion as we're all in front of a phone, a computer now, even more so than ever. So really invite that opening through the heart and the chest. One more time on each side. And then just come back through center here. Hands are about shoulder width apart on the seat. Feet are still about hip width apart with a nice soft bend in the knees. I'm going to flow through a little cat-cow here. So on your inhale, let your belly drop. Take your gaze up, forward and up. Squeeze your shoulders towards the center of your back. As you exhale, start to tuck your chin towards your chest. Press your hands into the seat, press your feet down and lengthen and round your spine towards the ceiling. Kind of like an angry Halloween cat. As you inhale, the belly drops again. You scoop and lift. The exhale tucks you and rounds you up. So this is another one here that you move with your breath. And another one that kind of fits that analogy of kind of wringing yourself out like a dish rag. As you press into cat, imagine squeezing and pressing all the air out. One more time. And then we'll meet back where we started, just with a neutral spine. So just a nice regular flat back. And then just make sure if you need to step your feet in to come up, just come on up. Slowly use the chair to help you if you need to, and come back up to a stand. We're going to come into down dog here. So step your feet a little farther away from the seat of the chair. And you can start with your hands back on the seat, or you can see how it feels to bring your hands to the back of the chair. And you might even need to step back a little bit more. So you want some length in your arms here. So invite them to reach out. And then as you exhale, keep a soft bend in your knees and allow your hips to sink back. So imagine somebody is behind you, pulling your hips back. So you're lengthening through the arms and the shoulders, letting the head fall down between the outstretched arms. And you're welcome to take a little side to side nod, yes and no. And it might feel nice to bend one knee, straighten the other. And if you're tight in the low back like I am, it feels really good to pedal my knees here and stretch one side of my back out at a time, kind of reaching one hip a little further back than the other. So see what feels really good for you in this pose, and maybe it's not really feeling very good at all, so you can certainly come out of it. Maybe do a little more cat-cow, or even taking your spine in a slightly different direction, taking your gaze over one shoulder and then the other. And so wherever you're at, start to step your feet back in and make your way slowly back up to a stand. And then from here, check one thing real quick. Okay. From here, we're going to come into pyramid pose using the chair. So we're going to come really close to the chair here. Let your left foot stay right like it is. Your right foot will turn to the right, so that your right foot is perpendicular to your left and your right toes are facing away from you. And come really nice and close to the chair here. And then bring both of your hands to your hips and take your gaze over your right shoulder. Start to release your right hand from your right hip and reach it out. And then start to tip at your waist here. Let your hips sink back behind you as you reach forward towards your outstretched hand. And when you can't go forward anymore, drop your right hand down to the chair seat. And then take your gaze over your left shoulder. So you're getting this nice big opening through the left side of your body. So the right hand's down on the seat of the chair. Okay, you guys look good. I can see you. Good. And then if you feel like you would like to try releasing the left hand from the left hip, you can reach your left arm up. So you can't see it in the picture, but my left arm is reaching up. Or it can stay right on your shoulder. Okay? So just imagine I have a chair in front of me. It's just hard because it's cutting me off here. Good. So keep breathing space into the left side of your body here. And then we'll slowly bring the left hand down to the hip if it's not there already. And then use the strength in your legs and your feet and your core to press you up to a stand. Good. And then all you have to do for the other side is switch your feet. So now you're going to take your right foot and face the toes forward. The left toes will pivot out to face to the left so that your feet are like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Good. So then both hands come to the hips. Left arm reaches out in front of you. And then start to let your hips sink back behind you, and you're actively reaching like there's something out of reach. You can't quite get it. And when you can't go any further and reach any more, let that hand drop down to the seat of the chair. And so your right hand can stay on your hip, and just take your gaze over the right shoulder. Keep opening that shoulder back, or you can start to reach the right arm up as well. And you'll feel it through the right side of your body, your right hip. And keep breathing here. If your arm is extended, bring it back down. And before you do anything now, ground your feet into the earth and start to press and lift yourself up using the strength of your core. Good. And then we'll slowly make our way down now. We're going to come all the way down onto the ground here. So you can kind of push your chair off to the side. We'll use it as an option at the end for Shavasana if you'd like to put your legs up on the chair, but we'll get to that later. So if you have a pillow or a rolled up blanket, this would be a great time to get your pillow. And I can't believe the bunnies haven't been out. They're both sleeping. So take your time, make your way down onto your back with a pillow or a rolled up blanket underneath your knees. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So I just got my yoga bolster, but it could be a pillow from your bed or your couch or whatever. Just going to slide it underneath my knees here as I roll myself down onto the ground. Let's scoot back just a little bit here. And so it's just this nice support for my low back, having that little micro bend in my knees. And now from here, just bring your arms to either side of your body, letting the palms rest comfortably on the ground. And begin to bend your right knee, and just bring the right foot to the top of your pillow or your bolster. And then we're going to take the hands and interlace them behind the right thigh and just start to hug the right knee into the chest. So you're really pulling that knee in nice and close. And if you feel too much strain or any pain in your lower back, take your left knee and bend it so that the sole of your left foot is on the ground, or you can even bring it on top of your pillow, and that hopefully will provide some relief. But if it feels okay to keep that leg long, you can keep it long. And so from here, maybe taking some ankle rotations, that might feel nice, a few times in one direction. And then taking a pause and switching the direction of your ankle rotation. Come back to your breathing here if you've kind of forgotten about it. Slowing down the pace of your breath, allowing deeper inhales and exhales. Give that knee one more nice big hug into the chest. And then if you'd like to, you can just stay right there, hugging it in for a few more breaths. Or maybe see what it feels like to lengthen that leg any amount. You don't have to have a straight leg. So maybe just lifting it slightly, just feeling a little length in the back of the leg here. And then bending the knee and straightening. And then coming back to that bent knee, taking and releasing your interlaced fingers now. Keep holding on to the back of your thigh with your right hand. Left hand will come onto the knee to guide it across your body. Open your right arm out to the side and take a little twist here. So it could be just slightly across the body, or you can come all the way across if that feels okay for you to come that deep into a twist. But really work on trying to keep both of your shoulder blades in contact with the mat. And breathing here into the twists. Twists are so good for digestion. Take your gaze a little further over your right shoulder, opposite of your knees, as long as that feels okay for your neck. And then start to bring everything back through center. Give that right leg, that right knee a hug one more time into your chest, and then release the right foot onto your pillow so that it's in contact with your left thigh, and then let your right knee fall out to the side. So you're coming into a supported reclined tree pose. So we're opening through the right inside of the right hip here, so that your knee should be supported by the pillow. It should be open and resting on your pillow. And if for some reason this is not a comfortable shape for you, find a comfortable shape. We're going to hold and breathe here, or just rest and breathe here, allowing some time and some breath for that right hip to open. You're welcome to open the arms nice and wide, inviting more of that opening through the heart and the chest. Or maybe coming back into a shape that we took earlier in class with one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly is always a nice way to find some stillness. So let's start to slowly bring that knee back through center. If you'd like to, one more time, give it a hug into the chest. Feel free to do that. And then we'll release it. Send it long over your pillow or your bolster. And as you take your next inhale, start to bend your left knee, interlacing the fingers and hugging your left knee in towards your chest here. Always an option to bend the right knee and bring the foot onto the ground or the pillow if you're feeling any kind of pull in your low back. Otherwise, maybe keeping that right leg long. Invitation to take some rotation here through the left ankle. And then maybe pause, then switch directions. Hugging it in nice and close. Maybe start to lengthen a little bit through the leg. And then give it another bend and just find some movement here. And bend back into that knee. Allow your right hand to come on top of the knee and release your left arm out wide to the side, kind of like a capital letter T. And just start to guide with the right hand, guide your left knee across the midline of your body, any amount here. So stopping where you need to stop, or if it's feeling really good to just continue to twist, you can let that left knee fall as far over to the right as is comfortable for you. Maybe taking your gaze in the direction opposite of that knee, so over your left shoulder. And breathing into this twist here. Go ahead, bring that knee back through center. Hug it into the chest one more time. And then release the left foot down onto the pillow inside the right thigh and let the left knee open out to the left, being supported by the pillow or the bolster. And find a comfortable hand position and arm position. Just allow your breath, gravity, and time to open through the hip here. start to bring that left knee back through center. If you'd like to hug it in one more time to the chest, go ahead and do that. And then release it, send it long. And so now we're in the point of class where we're in our final relaxation pose. So if you're feeling really nice and comfortable right like this is a great way to take your Shavasana, your final relaxation, with the knees gently supported, resting comfortably over a pillow. Or if there's any other way that you can make yourself even more comfortable, take a few moments, maybe put on some socks, some layers if you're feeling a little chilly, a jacket. Or if you would like to grab your chair and it's not too far out of reach, we can come into a chair version of legs up the wall. It's just a mild inversion. So if you would grab your chair and bring it right up close to you so that your hips are right next to it. Oh, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. So you're really close to the chair, your hips, either one of your hips are right up against it. Just start to lean yourself back on your arms so that you have enough room to swing your legs up and rest your calves on the chair, and then slowly roll yourself down. I'm going to move here, so there we go. So that you're resting comfortably with your legs on the chair. And if you get down here and you don't like it, then just push the chair away and come into any comfortable position. So what I'm saying is, get super comfortable. Take your time and just really find a comfortable resting pose, whether that's flat on your back, maybe rolled over onto your side, or with your legs on the chair. Or some people like to take final relaxation seated, so you can certainly do that as well. Get nice and comfortable. And then I'm just going to take you through a little visualization here. So if your eyes aren't already closed, go ahead, soften them or close them completely. Let's take one ginormous big inhale here. As you exhale, let all the breath go. So feeling yourself sink into the earth. Everything in the body is heavy here. Your head, shoulders, and hips and legs are heavy. Bring awareness to your face. Your eyelids are soft. Your jaw is relaxed. So notice if you're holding any tension there. Maybe take the jaw side to side a few times. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth if it's there. And invite softness into the jaw. Take the next few moments in quiet and stillness to let all the benefits of the practice that we just shared sink in. Show your body gratitude for what it does for you today and every day. And bring some awareness back to your body. Just starting to make some small movements of your fingers and your toes, perhaps bringing your head side to side and rocking it gently. Just take your time here, move slowly, just letting those very small movements of your fingers and toes start to invite larger movements into the wrists and the ankles. And then whether you have your legs up on the chair or whether you are lying on the ground, it might feel nice to just start to bring your knees in towards your chest and roll over to one side. And then take your time there. And taking a few breaths before you begin to just press yourself up to a seat. And when you're ready, that's where we'll meet. We'll meet in a seat here. Just any comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to heart center. Bring the thumbs in towards the chest and bow the chin slightly towards as well. I thank you so much for your practice today, for taking time to show up on your mat. And I miss everybody and hold out the hope that soon we will all be back in the studio together, practicing and sharing the energy that we have together in the same room. But until then, I send you light and love over the internet. So the light that's within me honors, respects, and loves within each and every one of you. I hope you have a blessed Easter. Namaste. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. Take care. I love you all. And hopefully I'll see you again soon.